He taught himself shoemaking and carpentry. Without the advent of YouTube, this was hard to do at the time in Fletcher's land. But Reggae Isaacs had to survive. The music scene was giving him a tough fight. He went from auditions to auditions, contest to contest, including the Virgins of the hour, and was seeing no daylight. The best Virgin did for him at one point was when Byron Lee noticed him. Took him into the studio to record a song, but the song went nowhere, and basically Byron Lee dumped him after. Reggae Isaacs entered the music scene after the ska and rocksteady era when reggae was about to take off. Having heard and seen how some of the ska heroes and rocksteady heroes were living in basic poverty, and realizing that they were robbed by the two top producers at the time, Coxsone Dodd and Duke Reid, he decided to try his hands at it independently. Therefore, he teamed up with Errol Dunkley, who was a little bit ahead of him, to form a record shop and studio, African Museum. These times it was hard to maintain a studio, especially with a fledgling little artist just starting. They grabbed to freelance, and the tunes were producers like Nine Wellness and Gussie Clark. Then reinvesting this money that he made into his own studio. This was a pivotal point in his career. The early days when everything was lean. But Isaacs was up to the task. He persevered, he struggled, and eventually conquered. When he wrote and sang the song My Only Lover, it became an instant hit, created the genre called Lovers Rock. It provided enough funding that his studio could run independently. Like and subscribe for more. His studio, African Museum, was getting noticed now, but it truly became international when he did the hit Night Nurse in 1982. Alas, when Night Nurse dropped, Reggae Isaac was in prison, getting arrested for possession of firearm and drugs. Because of this, he was unable to tour. He served 6 months at the General Penitentiary and came back with a bang. His future albums made such an international deal that 3 big magazines at the time labeled himself, Bob Marley, and Dennis Brown as the 3 kings of reggae. Iconic stature, Reggae Isaacs found himself. Reggae Isaacs, a perseverer, icon, gone but never forgotten.